чем мы там, на чем остановились? На тех офигенских картинах и Библии? Апостолы, вся фигня, да? Что у нас еще тут было-то? Прошел день, я уже такая, что кого куда.
You are expected in the small salon, sir.
Поэтому он взял и перекрыл мне лестницу наверх, чтобы я туда не поднялась. Этому, к нашему лорду. А это что, это спуск в подвал какой-нибудь, да? Там так темно и страшно. По-моему, я опять не угадала с направлением. Спуск на первый этаж, а почему меня туда не пустили? Может, я хочу пройти через именно то крыло. Бля, где лестница-то? Кто-то что-то трет. Подожди, малая гостиная. Вы что, надо мной угораете? А, ну все правильно, чё?
Emily, I must speak to you.
What's the matter, Louis? About last night, I'm guessing.
Sadly, no. Even if I'd like to have, alas, there are more pressing matters. I have news about your sister.
What have you found out?
Look, I've started piecing together the events leading up to my mother's disappearance and your sister's. Did my mother know about your secret?
Yes, even though I belong to the English chapter, her rank in the Order gives her access to a good deal of personal information.
It must have been Emma I saw in my vision.
I was given to understand that my mother and your sister bonded during their stay.
Я все время затрудняюсь в том, как ответить.
If Mother's really killed her sister, I'd better find her by myself. They say they spent a lot of time together. They got along well.
Oh, really? Do you think your mother liked Duchess Hillsborough?
Of course she did. After all, she's your sister. Well, we'll find them, Emily. Trust me.
Should I speak to her about my vision? If what I saw is true, she might want to take revenge.
Переспала, теперь манипулирую. Ну, блин, естественно, я так и буду делать. Но я не буду рассказывать. Да, не буду рассказывать, не хочу.
Better keep that to myself for the time being.
Come, Louis. They're waiting for us.
You will pay dearly, Peru. I'm sure you were involved somewhere along the line.
That's right. Pretend you don't know. One piece of advice. Don't travel through France on your way back, or it'll cost you dearly.
Calm now, my friends. Let's calm down. Everyone seems to be a little unnecessarily heated. Don't forget where you are, please.
What's going on here exactly?
Sir Gregory called us together to introduce the last guest.
But hardly had we arrived when he set upon Monsieur Peru.
And who is this charming character?
Субъект.
Manuel Godoy, the Duke of La Alcudia.
He's the head of the Spanish government, Monsieur de Richet.
He's the one who, in practice, controls Spain.
How could you dare do such a thing? Dios mio, you are all out of your minds!
Really, Duke Manuel? What made you kick up such a fuss?
What? Have you not heard? Well, let me inform you that yesterday morning at 10:22 a.m. precisely, in the middle of the Place de la Révolution in Paris, by decree of the National Convention which Monsieur Peru works for, King Louis was guillotined.
What?
The King of France is dead, gentlemen. Our monarchies are in danger. I have said it before. How dare they?
Oh dear. Oh, as if
Friends, let us calm down.
Don't pretend to be surprised. He got a fair trial.
Ridiculous! Bastard! He was sentenced to death by 361 votes to 360. You beheaded a king for 1 vote! Is that your democracy?
What an obnoxious act. Until anything was possible. This political coup will have grave consequences.
France is lost.
Gentlemen, please, let us take a step back a moment.
In the name of holiness. He was the highest representative
Я
of
просто
God
хочу
in
найти
France,
свою мать.
Emily.
Блять.
Gentlemen, Duchess, we're all among people of reputable company here. We should be able to manage the conflicts of our nations in a respectful and orderly manner.
I fully agree with you, sir.
But
That's enough, sir.
with whom do I have the pleasure of speaking?
Louis Maras de Richet.
Are you related to Sarah de Richet?
Sarah is his mother, Duke. Gentlemen, this news affects us all, but I must ask you to remain calm. It's not the first time history has taken us by surprise. Let's ensure that our respective countries are allowed to respond appropriately to this news.
Oh, rest assured. The response will not fall short, my friend.
Good for you. Well, Your Grace, here I was preparing to introduce you as is proper, and you've beaten me to it. I'm delighted that we are all together at last. Our meeting will therefore be able to kick off shortly. I have just a few more little preparations to take care of before you all find out the reason for your presence here. In the meantime, I shall leave you to get to know one another. When you hear the bell,
Фильм
please
весьма
proceed to the
интересен.
conclave room on my left, behind that
Интересно,
door.
чем все
I'll
закончится.
see you
Я
later.
как бы, ну... Алло. Дорогие мои друзья, где моя мать?
Could you spare a moment, please, sir?
I'm glad you asked. I want to talk to you too.
Of course.
I heard about your
Единственный
mother's
шанс.
disappearance.
He looks concerned. I don't know why, but I doubt
Yep.
it's from sympathy alone. Well, let's see what he wants from me.
Any news of her? Have you found her, maybe?
Конечно, нет.
We found traces of her that would indicate she's still on the island.
Her personal belongings?
Yes, but nothing of great interest. Scraps of food, some clothes.
Ah, I see. Well, too bad. I
Блядь.
shan't keep you,
Я, по-моему,
monsieur.
разочаровала
All
его.
right then. Thank you.
I hope that your search will prove successful and bring Sarah back to us soon. I must go now. I'll see you later.
Надо было спросить его про ее значение в его жизни, походу. Ну ладно. Поровнее к лицу, так что ли? Ты хочешь, чтобы он так стоял? Как тебе? Что тебе не нравится? Одна ошибка, и ты ошибся. Именно так, блин, со мной произошло. Так, нормально?
There's a pattern with 5
Из 5
circles on
кругов у
this
меня, по-моему,
chest.
не было такого. А, есть? Прикол.
no space left. I'll retrieve it later.
Блин, оно мне надо, я хочу. А там еще
Amber.
один. Я заберу все.
Amber crystals. Hey, these look like pages taken from an ancient encyclopedia.
Ну-ка. О, собрали. Топ.
Chronicles of the Amber Princess. As I recall, Dorkin was my favorite character.
Дворки. Так подожди, а чё тебе не нравилось? Что было не так с микрофоном? Какой взгляд-то, господи. Аж... Больше ничего нет. Интересного.
Monsieur Bonaparte, may I speak with you a moment?
Mais oui.
What do you think of Duke Godoy?
Well, I'd rather not express any opinion of him.
Why is that?
His reputation is enough for me.
I'm sure that a soldier such as yourself is not interested in vulgar rumors.
Quite right. If only this cursed gossip didn't come to stain the uniform he has the audacity to wear.
Don't you find him worthy?
But how could he be, monsieur? He never sets foot on the battlefield, too occupied with charming the queen. Have you any idea of the number of titles that coward has won in just a few years?
No, not really.
10! And that Don Juan spends the best part of his time under the queen's skirts. The bugger must have some hidden talent, given all of the gifts she gives him.
I understand your point of view. Would you have any more information about the conference Lord Mortimer spoke of?
Nothing at all. Mortimer is very committed to secrecy when it comes to his conferences. But given the presence of Monsieur Peru and ourselves, I think it must concern France to some extent. Otherwise, I doubt he would have invited 3 Frenchmen to his table, huh?
Это ты просто старый. Сильно. Понятно, да, я в курсе, да, что у тебя со слухом проблемы в последнее время.
Does expression go beyond the nightmare mean anything to you at all?
Well, metaphorically, yes. It sums up the career of a soldier quite well. I doubt that is what you want to hear, though.
Indeed. That's surely not what I'm looking for.
Well, monsieur, if you are looking for a phrase book, Lord Mortimer must surely have one, given the number of books he has. You ought to check in the library of the tower. You never know.
Well, I'll be leaving you now. Shall we meet up again later?
Wait, monsieur. Any news of your mother?
Да что ж
Unfortunately
такое-то?
not, no.
I hope to speak with her about my deal before I leave. Let me know if you find her. À plus tard, monsieur.
Да, конечно, только прежде чем найти ее, я должна поговорить со всеми в этом особняке, судя по всему. А, подожди, там же была дверь, зачем я обратно вышла? Метку бы выпить, да-да, я уже думала об этом. Хочется его, конечно, побольше, но мне не дают. Где тут монетки не валяются, а то любят они. Ладно. Мистер Президент. Я хочу с вами поговорить.
Go beyond the nightmare. Does this line remind you of anything in particular?
You've caught me unaware here, Louis. Let me think about it a second. No, nothing comes to mind. Sorry, Louis, but I am unable to help you.
По-моему, он даже и не пытался думать.
Mr. President, what do you think about your counterpart, Duke Manuel?
I'm very surprised he was able to accept Lord Mortimer's invitation, given the political situation in Spain.
I wonder what promise Lord Mortimer could have made to make him agree to come here, given the circumstances.
Who knows?
Mr. President, can you tell me a little more about the coming conference?
Of course, Louis. That's why we're here. Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory regularly organize meetings like this to put forward major projects.
What do you mean by major projects?
I'd prefer to let Lord Mortimer explain that to you, Louis. Let's say he brings together influential people in order to consider possible actions to undertake to guarantee the future of nations.
Do you know the theme of the conference?
Not in the slightest. None of the guests know the theme before arriving. But you'll see, everything will turn out fine. Don't worry.
Да, вот что-то я уже
Thank you for your time.
Don't mention it, my young friend.
сомневаюсь в том, что все будет нормально.
Regarding your question on the nightmare, don't hesitate to question the others about it. Maybe one of them knows more than I do.
That's a good idea. Thank you once again. I'll see you in a little bit.
Так, ну и где у нас остальные люди? Да, они разошлись. Че, никто не сидит, не ест здесь? Удивительно. Я думала, найду здесь этого Пьяджи. А то ему тут виноград приглянулся в прошлый раз. Святого Отца пропустила, где он там где-то был? Я его что-то там не увидела просто. Стоял над фруктами. Вернись к отцу, он все простит, да, ща вернусь. Я что-то его не увидела в натуре. Ладно. И что, тут тоже даже никого не будет?
Honey, I couldn't have hoped for better.
Я прям какой-то медовый воришка. У него же красное платье маскируется под комнатный шланг. Не, ну библиотека, конечно, прям мое уважение. Вспомнила еще этот мультик «Красавица и чудовище». И вот там тоже библиотека была. Нехилая такая в замке. Отец. А в натуру, прикиньте, он сливается. Дед. Ты свинину захотел, что ли?
Ah, Louis. Just the man. Good lord. How did the king come to be executed? I would think that the order would have intervened.
Your Eminence, I haven't been following the case. I'm sure that the Order did everything in its power. Unfortunately, you know the situation in Paris, and, well, it's chaotic at best. Anything can happen in those revolutionary tribunals.
The king is the official representative of God on earth, my son.
Your Eminence, France has become a secular state. The king was just another citizen to them. He refused to admit his errors, looked down upon them, and attempted to escape. What did he expect?
France has lost all reason, Louis.
I invite you to speak about it with my mother as soon as she reappears.
Is there any news of her?
Well, I hope it won't be long before I find her, Your Eminence.
Now you wanted to speak to me.
Конечно, может быть, ты мне дашь ответ про ночной кошмар.
If I say the nightmare to you, does it make you think of anything?
Your question is strange, my son. Difficult to say. Could you at least tell me a little more about the context?
Да, мне Наполеон подсказал, какую книгу почитать. Но
Think of a place and
вдруг...
tell me the first thing that comes into your mind when I say the nightmare.
О, дедом манипулировать можно отлично.
I'd say Lord Mortimer's favorite painting on the wall behind his desk. You know, that painting caused quite a stir when it was exhibited. It is titled The Nightmare, and it shows a woman lying down with a creature sitting on her, and in the background, a horse. I don't know if it will be of any help,
Ну,
but I can't think of anything else.
You never know. Thank you for that, though, Your Eminence.
это
I
было
gotta go and see it
интересно.
just in case, though. I was wondering what to think of that Manuel Godoy.
He is reputed to be a very ambitious character, at every level. But his faith is unwavering. He is a staunch defender of the church. You can believe me.
As to his faith, I have no doubt. However, his ambition seems to surpass his morality, and I hope that it will not sully the crown.
You can say that again. The blue eyes of the latest Infanta, Maria Isabel, have left everyone wondering.
Rumors always accompany men of power, Your Eminence.
Naturally. But the number of awards and titles granted by the Queen during these past 4 years leaves little doubt.
So, Godoy really is this out-and-out rascal who uses his charm on the Queen. I'm sure a man like you is in the circle of trust. Would you know what the conference that Lord Mortimer mentioned is going to be about?
Not really, my son. Well, be it Lord Mortimer or Sir Gregory, we are never informed about the theme of the conference before it begins.
Ну ладно.
Thank you for everything, Your Eminence. I shan't take up any more of your time.
You are welcome, my son. I will be seeing you, Louis.
Ну, теперь... Вот, блин, дед, он полезный, короче. Он знает многое. Чуть что, надо идти к нему. Только он скрывается, он как этот... Как шпион. В красных одеяниях поближе к этому... месту, где можно пожрать. Зачем я выпила? Не знаю, меня напрягал красный символ вверху. Я решила от него избавиться. На самом деле меня просто жажда замучила, поэтому. Это единственное, что было под рукой. Надеюсь, ты простишь мне это.